Hello my lovelies, Rob here from Kickback Garage. Today is the video I've been dreading and you have been waiting for, and that is of course me trying to fit the Speedo into my son's Series 1. Grab a coffee, I'll see you after the intro. Messing around with these cameras, batteries going flat.
Markerte det med regn, alle sprang I lag og ville komme under tak. Ingen av oss merket at du hadde falt I frak. Hvorfor valgte du å dra? Hvem I faen kunne se den komme? Da høsten tok over, sa vi hadde bra til oss sommer.
Right, before we start this video and I start crying, I just want to give a shout out to all the people that have donated to the Speedo project here. Quite a list actually. Thanks very much for the support. Let's start. Peter W, Richie W, Alan T, Jeffrey W from United States, Johan W, Jens C, couple of Swedes, Darren C, David Mack, Sean D, Delbert, Mitchell, David, and Bertie. I hope I remembered you all. Some of you donated anonymously, so I obviously can't give you a shout out, but there were a couple of names more on there as well. So that's really cool. Yeah, so I'm really not looking forward to this. There's just so little room in the Series 1. But yeah, let's crack on. Let's crack on. The tears are coming. The tears are coming. Right, I've actually started doing stuff on this before I started filming. What did I do exactly? Yeah. I have fit a fast flow fuel tap so that the fuel gauge will work. Problem is, I'll give you a heads up on this one already. I think I've had about 6 fuel taps over the last 5 years. And the little piece that floats in the petrol that turns the sort of gauge on and off, a little current flow thing, they tend to either pop off, they stick, either up or down, and on my Series 2 at the moment it's stuck down, so it doesn't matter how much fuel I've got in there, I've got this like flashing low fuel thing in my headset. So what I'm going to end up doing there is I just taking it off, because I changed it last year and it lasted about 5 minutes. So but I'm still going to fit it just so that it's there. I fit the temperature gauge feeler on when I built the TS1 on this, on the head, not under the plug, but on the head itself. I am going to stick with the original cable. Actually, I fancy a GPS, but as you know, I'm a big fan of the old B-line. So I sort of use that for my speed these days. My eyes are pretty bad because I'm an old bugger. But I can actually still read. I see a lot of people complaining about this, but I can actually still read the temperature gauge. And my son, he's only 20 years old, bless him. He can see it clear as mud, clear as day, night and day, clear as day. I got a tip on the interwebs, on the Mutant Lambretta Series 1 and 2 Facebook page from a nice chap called Jerry. And he said, if you're going to have a fighting chance of fitting the cables and stuff through the Series 1 headset, you saw that on the last one. I've made some extra holes there. But I was having a bit of a fish around with the cable ends on to the Speedo. Let me get one. You got like, this is to the temperature gauge. Can you see it? I'll bring you in close, that one. That's actually quite chunky. So even though I've like made holes or a little slot in the headset, I can't get that through. Just not a chance. But what I got, and I can't remember doing this on the other one, that's really strange, but it's 3 years since I built the last one. I've got no memory. So what I got told was, don't fit your cables yet. What you do is take off the headset, loosen off the headset clamp, and then feed them through, and then bolt it all down again. So I think I'm going to do that. That sounds like a plan of attack. Right, I've taken the headset bolt off. And I've got my wires threaded here, but hopefully if I ease this up, it should sort of dangle there. And it does. Great. And then I can get to those. Can you see that? I've got the front-facing screen, so I can't see what I'm pointing at. So in the general direction here, you've got these 4 bolts. I'm going to loosen those, and hopefully I can push all these gubbins. But actually, while it's stood like that, I might not have to do that at all. I might be able to thread him through that wall. I'll give that a try. So the big question I have at the moment really is, why have I joined that? Why have I joined that? Take it off, Rob. Oh, bugger. I connected it, and they can be a bit of a pain to get off again. Sometimes these connectors. Oh, come on. What are you doing? Oh, goodness. I'm struggling to get the plug. I'm struggling to get the plug back off. The plug apart on the fuel tap gauge. Oh, come on, please. Yes, it's off. It's off. Lovely. Right. Now I have to just remember, keep this in mind. What exactly what am I going to feed through there? First one is this. And I'm going to have to, it doesn't really matter. I can just push it through there. That's the wrong end, Rob. That's the wrong end. That's not going to get me. Anyway. It was just so hard to get through with the chrome ring and the wiring loom and that. But I think I can actually, yes I can, pressed it straight through there. So it did actually pay. And I'll put those a little bit of extra length. I can feed those down later. That obviously has to go down the chrome ring, Rob. Do that first, so I don't have to mess around under the wiring loom there. And then I can probably feed them down under there. This obviously has to go under the panels and everything. Right, there we go. That'll do it. So, temperature gauge, what am I missing? Temperature gauge. Not got a speed sensor. No, that wasn't temperature gauge. That was, obviously, I need to fit the temperature gauge wire too. And that I have also joined already, which is a bit silly. So I have to mess around with the catch on that little fiddly connector. Right, that's off. Nice thing about the temperature gauge plug, it's a skinny one, so that one will go through. All right, I reckon. And when I just thread them one at a time, oh, that saved me a little bit of work, which was very nice. Thank you very much. Oh Jesus, what's it stuck on now? There it is. There it is. It's through. I just give that plenty of cable on that side. Thread that past the chrome ring, down at the back side of my junction box here. Cable's in the way. Are you through? Are you through, lad? Yep, it's through. Good stuff. Okay, that's number 2. And in this kit, you get like a brown box that regulates your current, I think. I'm not sure what it does. It's magic electricity. Where's that box? So this is the magic box. Now, I've got a bit of dilemma going on here. Because this cannot go in the headset. There's absolutely not enough room for that. But what I was thinking of doing was like zip tying it here. Something like that. And this connector here, it comes with an extension lead so that you can fit them to your... Now what I normally do, talking about fitting, what I normally do, on my other scooters, I put the brown on the brown electric feed in my headset. I put red on yellow, which is to my light, and the black one is earth. But I don't think I actually need the extension lead, because if I get enough room for it here, I could simply fit an earth wire on the brown one and maybe bolt it here to the junction box. I think that'll actually work. And I could just wire these. If I use new connectors on the wiring loom, I think I could just wire these, the red and the brown one. I think I can wire it on the yellow, which is the main feed for the headlight. I think that can work. I saw that Russ from Shetune, nice job. He had done that. He'd done it that way. So I'm thinking that's dead easy. So if I splice those, fit a connector there, stick it straight in the headlight, or should I? This is the dilemma, you see. I'm not quite sure. The annoying thing is, I could also put it there, get away with putting it there. So look, if I can get it past, if I sort of zip tie it there, problem being, that is just shy of being long enough to fit in the headset. It would be so nice for me to actually avoid that extension, because the extension is way too long to... then I'm just going to have a big mess of cables. What to do? Okay, let me think about this. To be quite honest, I'm having a bit of a moment here. This is the extension cable that it comes with. what the bleeding know I'm supposed to do with that? I mean, on the last one I had, the series one I fit, I remember I fit this on the back of the scooter, but it looks a right mess. I reckon it'll look better if I hide it under the horn cast. So what I think I'm going to have to do is I'll stick to sort of plan A when it comes to, like here, I can't actually, they're also a little bit short there to be able to splice into my loom there. That's something I'm going to do later on. But at the moment, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to use the extension lead, but only some of it. And if I put that way and then put that under there, then I need about... How much length do I need? If I sort of do it a little bit too long. So what I'm thinking of doing, I think I'm going to cut off this wire here and I'm going to splice it to the plug so that it can still use the original plug. What I'm going to use is these. You might have seen them on the internet. I use these to join my dynamo cables on my gravel bike, which is my push bike I use to work every day. And I ride all winter, and they have proved themselves. They work pretty good. Now what they are a crimp connector. So what you do, shrink connector really. So what you do is you stick the end of the wire one side, end of the wire another side. The bit in the middle is solder. So when you heat this up, or you're in camera, so when you heat this up, the solder joins the two wires together, and then this crimps the wire, so you get quite a good secure join. And I think that's going to be the easiest way to do it, and less obtrusive, because they're quite small. So when I've done this, I'll give you a look. I'll give you a ganja how it looks. Right, well, there's so many cables now at the side of where the bolt is, the nut in the top here. They can't actually, I'm really struggling. Even if I put my little finger in there, I'm actually struggling to thread the nut on the headset bolt. And I've been at it for about half an hour now. And yes, fucking swearing, but it might... Oh, jeez. It's just so tight in there. I'm really struggling to get that nut to enter on the bolt. And I can't hold it with my bloody thing. I can't get my fingers in there. Sausage fingers. But seriously, you need some kiddie fingers from Vietnam or something if you're going to get that to move. Oof. Did I enter it now? Did it enter? Is it actually tightening? Oh, I hope I never have to do that again. I remember I struggled with this last time as well. Just like, even though I've got that half nut there, there's not a lot of room to slide. And obviously I've dropped it about 10 times as well, but now it's threading in. Oh my goodness, what a palaver. It's your fault. It's your fault. Right. So I hopefully, straighten my, don't want to show you my ass. Hopefully I get my handlebars straight enough so that I don't have to retighten those buggers after I've buttoned everything up. But we will see. I'm actually struggling a little bit here because today is... Which day is it today? Today is Is it Wednesday already? No. Bugger it, yeah, it's Wednesday already. I was really hoping they've got like a big motorcycle meeting in Kristiansand Centre this Saturday. I was really hoping to get this buttoned down. Fill some petrol, do the cables, fire it up, and go down there. But Thursday, Friday, wow, it's really tight. It's really tight. Yeah, while I'm here, let me show you how those crimps worked out. They're actually quite nifty little things, those crimps. Where are you? Are you looking at me? What are you looking at me for? Don't look at me. Keep your eye on the... oh my goodness, this tripod. Actually, I'm getting a bit pissed off, to be honest. I really don't like this. Hang on, I have to turn the camera off so that I can... change the camera angle. I'm actually quite patient at stuff like this, but this... oh, boy. Quite hard to see. Do have to do a bit of wobbly cam. So if you look at these connectors, I've used these. And I've put these on the bottom side so that the cable that points out the top there, the cable that sticks out here, is still flexible for when you turn your handlebar. They're actually really cool to fit. What you do is stick one end of the wire at one end. You've stripped the wire, obviously, both sides. Stick them in this pipe. You've got two like crimpy bits on the outside there that hold the wire secure. They're really, really secure. And in the middle, there's like a band of solder. So when you heat these up, the solder melts into the wires, and the crimp on the cables. They're quite neat, actually, and they don't take up a lot of space either. So that's yeah, that's cool. Right, next job. Right, that's actually been a couple of evenings of frustrations. Not because it's been difficult to fit the Speedo per se, but because I've been troubling with my wiring loom and my cables. When I pulled up the headset top, I used ages trying to feed my cables back in there. But yeah, and I've been tuckling as well. The thing is, there's a big motorbike meeting tomorrow that I really want to take this on. And the chances of that are dwindling. But I'm going to crack on at least, and I thought I'd show you how I wired this up. It's wobbly cam time, I think. Put you at the side there. So what I ended up doing... Let me just grab that. There you go, that one. I decided to fit the black box there, and as you can see, it goes clear in there. And I've actually test fitted the light as well, so that doesn't touch it. So that's good. That's hidden away, which I reckon is a lot neater solution than the one that I did on the last series one, where I hid it in the back, and then you have to have that long wire, and the cable's really, really long, so it's a pain in the arse. But let me just put you down a second. So what I ended up doing here, I've done all sorts of different ways I have plugged this thing together. But anyway, the black box, I have joined it with one of those fancy little joining things of mine, and I've put that earth to the headset, so I know I've got good earth on it. I have joined, what I did this time, I usually do it differently. I think brown on red on yellow or something like that last time I did it. But this time, after watching the video from ShedTune, Russ, he just joins them on 2 powers. But I strongly suspect that this wiring loom is an MB affair, because it did actually have, handily, it did actually have an extra, I just try and tuck that away so I can show you, but it does have an extra red coming off the wiring loom, which would be brown originally. It's the power from the regulator. That one is extra for gadgets, so I thought, bugger it. And if it goes to show that my rev counter isn't working because they're both on unswitched power, I can always cut this off, make another connector so that I've just got the red wire going here, and I can feed the brown to the yellow, or the other way around, something like that. But anyway, that's all hooked up there. I have also, oops, while I've been away, I have also fit this. This is not a 5-minute job either, actually. I had to take off my switch. And if you saw the last video, if you didn't see that, go and have a look at it. I made a notch in the thingamajig here, just under the switch. And I fed the wire through there. You can actually feed the wire. There is room. I've done that a couple of times as well. Feed the wire through the switch itself. But I just fancied getting that tucked out under there. So that's good. That is to control your Speedo, go through functions and stuff like that, and for setting it up mostly. And the wire here, that goes into the Speedo. The beauty of the SIP Speedo, though, is that all these connectors, they can only go to one place because they're different. Can you see that? There's subtle differences with them. No, you can't see it, but if I show you there you go. So there's subtle differences with them. So the actual fitting of it itself, it isn't really that difficult. It's just getting room to fit all this gadgetry. I'll bring you around here. Right, let's have a look. So sometimes that tripod gets in the way, actually, to tell you the truth. Right, so as I said, I fit the mid-range fuel tank, and I have also fit this is for the fuel tap reserve light, and I thread this just through the frame here. It's dead easy. You don't have to take the panel off or the footboard off or anything like that. And I've just zip tied those together with the wiring loom. Now, one thing that's a bit annoying on this is you can see the enormous length of these cables. Can you see that? So what I do is I zip tie them in like a sausage, and I stick them in on top of the frame loop there, so they're nicely tucked away. And then it's just a case, really, of fitting this to there. That is the fuel light, like so. Nice one. And this is my temperature gauge. I put that together on this side as well. Hard to do with the camera in my face. Well, actually, it's in my head, to tell you the truth. Right, there we go. That's on. And what I think I'll do, I'll just get a zip tie, put this together like... I'm trying to make it look neat, but it's pretty much impossible. But at least make it so it doesn't rattle loose or rattle or vibrate off or something like that. And I'll put this up like that. Obviously, I have to keep this a little bit slack so that it follows the movement to your cylinder when you go over bumps. And I'll zip tie that to the frame, and that's job done. So what I thought I'd do, because I've got a bit of a time crunch, I thought I would merrily button all this down, fit the headset up, And yeah, and I think the next video I will do scoot start up. We'll check the timing. We'll check that the Speedo works. And yeah, cooking on gas. Like I said, next video I will I'll button all this up by myself without the camera in my face. I've got some cosmetics to do on this, but what I'm going to do is fire it up, check the timing, check the Speedo works, and hopefully maybe take it for a ride, or at least give you a show around how it looks, because I have got the custom made stickers for this. I'm really excited about that, so I'm going to do a little bit of cosmetics tomorrow, I think, or something like that. So the next time you'll see this scooter, it famous last words, it should be done. Right, so if you enjoy this kind of stuff, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up. You can support the channel by buying merch, or even better, you can go into buy me a coffee and donate for my new camera. And I'll see you all in the next one. Ta-ra!